It's the event that thousands look forward to every October in the Duke City. But what came to be known as the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta had quite the simple start. Organizers celebrating what was known at the time as the first annual KOB Radio and Television International Balloon Festival in honor of the radio station's 50th anniversary reached out to pilot Sid Cutter to arrange something unique for the party, and he did not disappoint.
Sid Cutter was one of these guys that could get you excited about whatever he was excited about, and he was really excited about balloons.
Saturday, April 8th, 1972, just over a dozen balloons gathered in Albuquerque for a launch complete with an air race. After putting on the successful show for 20,000 fans, interest began to grow to make it an annual event.
And let me tell you, in those early days, we made every mistake that you could figure out to make. But we made a lot of positive things happen also. And we survived. And every time we made a mistake, we learned from it.
By the following year, in 1973, new balloonists like Dr. Thomas McConnell became part of the fun and the team running Fiesta. With the field of balloons now growing to over 120, this time launching from the state fairgrounds. Throughout the 1970s, the audience and number of balloons continued to swell, along with the number of days for Fiesta to include the first 2 weekends of October and the weekdays in between. Growing pains also meant a couple of changes in venues to host the event along the way.
You have to have a site, and it has to be several acres, depending on how many balloons you have.
From its humble beginnings right here in the open parking lot of Coronado Center in its first year, to something a little bit bigger, which is this dirt field here on the south side of Alameda, and finally to the north side of Alameda in the mid-90s, where over 350 acres can accommodate the tens of thousands of spectators.
And that's now where we are presently and where we'll be, I hope, for a long, long time.
Over the next few decades, Fiesta would play host to a number of gas balloon races over time, then fan favorites like the Balloon Glow starting in 1987, and Special Shapes Rodeo a couple of years later. The event solidified its status in the world of ballooning and putting Albuquerque on the international stage.
We've had people inquire, would you ever think about moving the Balloon Fiesta to Phoenix? No, probably not. This is New Mexico. This is Albuquerque. If we can pull it off, we're going to stay here.
Now over half a century of wowing audiences, young and old alike, Fiesta continues to find new ways to attract fans.
We talk about the magic of ballooning, and you go out there and it's really hard to find some adult or some kid without a grin on his face. Now that's magic, particularly in this day and age, in this world that we're going through. So people love that kind of thing, and it feeds itself.
David Romero, KRQE News 13.